Calling all artists everywhere. Today is the deadline for the first round of submissions for commemorative art from New Mexico's Centennial. And Jodi Delany is the director of the Centennial, and John Stafford is also here with us, the executive director of the New Mexico Museum Shops. And they are here today to tell us what it is all about. Lots going on very soon. We've got some big celebrations to do in this state. And, you know, that, of course, is because our Centennial Celebration will begin next year.
Correct. Well, New Mexico became the 47th state on January 6, 1912.
That's right.
Yes, and I have to tell you, commemorations like this are really grand opportunities, and I don't think I can overstate how grand an opportunity it is to put out the positive message of New Mexico and really talk about how unique the state really is. And to me, one of the most unique things about the state is how traditions and different cultures are preserved, and in no other way, I think, beyond art is that expressed here. So when we're looking for a way to find to honor New Mexico artists, that's when we called John and said, well, we would like to have some, we'll have merchandise with, T-shirts and logo hats and all that kind of thing. Right, but how can we really, if we're taking this moment for New Mexico to shine, and we want our artists to shine, New Mexico Creates was already there.
And like you and I were saying, we wanted to shine within the state of New Mexico, but you want the rest of the country to really get in on the special uniqueness of the state, because I wasn't originally from New Mexico, and I am enamored, really. I'm enamored by the things I'm seeing, and especially with art. It is a treasure, and I think it's a great opportunity for the rest of the country to really see that this is a celebration of America, not just New Mexico, and I really like that. So tell us a little bit about what we can expect.
Well, New Mexico Creates, we mentioned the website a number of times here, and NewMexicoCreates.org is the website on which both artists can apply to be part of the commemorative arts selection process.
Okay.
It's also a place where we have right now over 1,000 authors and artists showing their works on that website. It's the largest site in the world for New Mexico art. But through the commemorative process, we're asking artists to really think about what it is that the state means to them, how would they like to celebrate the centennial, and how can they represent that in their works. And so we're asking them to apply. Our first submission period is over today.
Okay.
And then we'll go, next submission period is already set up to end on January 30th.
So they have through the holiday season to get this done.
Right. And actually we're going to continue to have submissions all the way through the mid part of 2012.
Oh, wow.
So there'll be, hopefully as we go through this, artists' works will sell, be replenished by other artists' works.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
There's 27,000 or so artists in the state, so we hopefully...
27,000?
Can you believe
Is there one area, I mean, I know a lot of people, when they think of Santa Fe, they think of all the art. Is there one area in particular that you've been noticing the most?
Actually, no. Actually, Santa Fe always draws. That's where we're located, so we see a lot of artists there. But we travel the state a lot. There's a lot in the Four Corners area, obviously. The Navajo Reservation and so on. Silver City's a great art town. Las Cruces has plenty of artwork going on down there. So we want the whole state to be involved in the commemorative arts process.
And it's a wide range of artistic media. I mean, it's really a lot that's going to be considered. So what would some of the criteria be for somebody that is submitting?
They really have to be able to show that the artwork is celebratory of the commemorative, and that it's New Mexico in orientation and so forth. It reflects some of the traditional culture that we have. That's important. It's a key part of our heritage, and I think we want to see that in the work. Additionally, it has to show good craftsmanship. It has to be able to reflect quality and quality workmanship as well as materials. So we look for all those things when we're going to jury these items in.
And we actually begin the celebration, I think, you said September of 2011,
That's
correct? And that lasts for 16 months?
It does, and the reason that Statehood Day is January 6, 2012, and there will be a lot of activity statewide, but there will be a lot of activity during the entire period. And one of the reasons we wanted to start in September is it's very important to us to conclude the entire school year.
That's great.
Because there are a lot of things going on with the libraries, with the schools, with the historian's office. There are teacher training programs. I don't know if you know, it took 62 years for New Mexico to become a state.
62 years.
And so, yes.
I did not know this.
It was a lot of stops and starts along the way, a very difficult process. And so there's actually a wonderful professor down at NMSU who does a living history project with his grad students, and they go back in time to what it was like. But to get back to my point, the teachers are being trained, you know, how to teach this kind of history to kids, and it's a really nice opportunity to kind of amp that up a little bit.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a win. You were telling me earlier, it's a win-win for everybody involved.
Oh yes, that's everyone's invited to the Centennial. Let me put it that way.
And lots of activities going on. Real quickly, just tell us some of the things we can expect.
Oh, we have 100% participation in every single county in New Mexico.
Okay.
There are exhibits, there are parades, really it's a moment for everyone to tell their story, and they're taking advantage of it.
And remind us one more time, if they want to tell their story, what do they need to do?
There's an application and directions on www.newmexicocreates.org.
newmexicocreates.org. Perfect. Well, John, Jodi, thank you both so much for being with us. And we're excited. We're going to have you back next year when we talk a little more about the celebration as it happens. And we'll be right back.